Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, for showing up, and for leaning into the idea that there's something powerful in creating an environment where people can win not just once, but continually. Today, I want to talk about the kind of environment that allows us to bring our whole selves to the table, to take risks, to experience setbacks, and to keep going until we find success. So let's dive right into what a winning environment really is. This isn't about quick victories or temporary boosts. Winning here means more than just hitting targets or goals. It means nurturing a culture where everyone feels safe enough to be seen and heard. It means creating a space where people are valued, even when things get messy. A winning environment isn't just about results, it's about resilience. It's about daring greatly in the face of uncertainty. One key part of this environment is belonging. We cannot create a place for people to thrive if they don't feel they belong. When we feel like we truly belong, we can stop worrying about fitting in and instead focus on doing our best work, sharing our ideas, and trusting that we're part of something bigger. A winning environment celebrates individuality but fosters a sense of unity, because while we're all unique, we are all in this together. A true sense of belonging goes beyond the idea of merely fitting in. When we talk about creating a winning environment, belonging is at the heart of it. Belonging means people feel valued for who they are, without having to constantly worry about being someone else to be accepted. When individuals feel they belong, they can bring their full selves to the table, allowing them to focus their energy on contributing to the team and tackling challenges rather than worrying about acceptance. It's not just about accepting people, it's about genuinely valuing the unique strengths, perspectives, and talents that each person brings. It's about creating a space where individuals feel they matter, where they know they're seen and heard, and where their presence makes a difference. When we cultivate belonging, we create a foundation where vulnerability is possible. Vulnerability is essential to growth and innovation, but people won't risk putting themselves out there if they fear rejection or judgment. A sense of belonging lets people take risks because they know they're accepted regardless of the outcome. In a team where people belong, they are more likely to ask questions, share ideas, and speak up. Even if they're uncertain, they understand that they won't be judged solely by one misstep or idea that doesn't work out. This fosters an environment where creativity and problem solving flourish because people feel safe enough to bring their best ideas forward without hesitation. This space where risk-taking is allowed and even encouraged is what sets winning teams apart. They innovate not because they have the best ideas from the start, but because they're willing to put ideas out there, refine them, and learn as they go. Belonging also means recognizing and honoring the diversity of experiences within a team. Everyone's path to the present moment is different, shaped by individual backgrounds, values, and perspectives. When we acknowledge and value those differences, we create a dynamic environment where a wide range of viewpoints enrich our approach to challenges. A team that is diverse and feels a deep sense of belonging can approach problems with a level of understanding that is impossible in a homogeneous group. This diversity is a strength, one that drives stronger decisions, better outcomes, and a deeper connection between team members. Belonging brings the richness of individual experience together, making the whole greater than the sum of its parts. In a team where belonging is strong, there's also resilience. People are more likely to lean on each other during challenging times, understanding that they're not alone in their struggles. They know they're part of a community that supports them, which gives them the courage to face setbacks head on. When people feel that they belong, they are more committed to the team's vision and goals. They're willing to go the extra mile, not because they have to, but because they feel connected to the team's mission. They understand that their contributions are vital to the group's success, which builds a sense of pride and ownership in their work. Growth and discomfort are inseparably linked. They exist in a kind of partnership that allows us to stretch beyond our comfort zones, to step into new possibilities, and to build resilience along the way. Discomfort, as unsettling as it might feel in a moment, is a signal that we're on the edge of learning something meaningful. In an environment where growth is valued, discomfort becomes a welcome guest, not something to avoid or minimize, but something to understand and embrace. When we approach discomfort as a necessary component of real growth, we're better able to stay present with it, to see it as a step forward rather than a sign that something is wrong. It becomes a part of the process that moves us closer to our goals and helps us develop new strengths. Discomfort often challenges us to confront our own limitations, assumptions, and areas where we still have room to grow. It reveals gaps in our skills, areas where we need more knowledge, patience, or creativity. This awareness isn't always pleasant, but it is always valuable. When we can face our limitations without judgment, we open up space for learning and improvement. Instead of seeing discomfort as something negative, we can start to see it as a tool that sharpens our abilities, strengthens our resolve, and expands our capacity. Embracing discomfort means letting go of the idea that growth should feel good or come easily. It means understanding that the best lessons often come from the moments when we feel most challenged. In a team environment, discomfort also fosters empathy and understanding among members. When we're all in a space that encourages growth, we're likely to see each other's struggles as well as our own. This shared experience of challenge builds bonds between people, creating a culture of support rather than one of judgment. When someone is trying something new, whether it's developing a skill, leading a project, or taking on a difficult conversation, there's a vulnerability involved. But in a team that values growth, others can recognize that vulnerability and offer encouragement rather than criticism. Discomfort, in this context, becomes a collective experience rather than an individual burden. It reminds us that growth is a journey we're all on together, even if we're taking different steps along the way. One of the reasons discomfort is such a powerful tool for growth is that it pushes us to be adaptable and resourceful. When things don't go as planned, when a task feels more complex than we anticipated, or when we're faced with a new level of responsibility, we're forced to think creatively. We have to look for new ways to solve problems, sometimes experimenting and adjusting our approach several times before we find what works. This process of adaptation not only leads to better solutions, but also builds confidence. Each time we face discomfort and find a way through it, we reinforce our belief in our own abilities. Over time, we become more comfortable with discomfort itself, more willing to take risks, and more resilient in the face of uncertainty. Discomfort, when embraced, becomes an ally in our journey toward growth. It teaches us to lean into uncertainty, to take action even when we're unsure of the outcome, and to trust in our own resilience. Trust is the invisible force that binds teams, organizations, and communities together. Without trust, communication breaks down, collaboration becomes forced, and creativity is stifled. Trust is built slowly through small, consistent actions that demonstrate reliability, honesty, and respect. It's not something that can be demanded, it's something that must be earned and maintained through effort and intentionality. When we commit to fostering trust, we create an environment where people feel safe to be themselves, to speak openly, and to take risks. In a winning environment, trust is foundational, providing a steady base upon which all other positive qualities can be built. Trust starts with transparency. When leaders and team members are transparent about their intentions, their goals, and even their challenges, it creates a sense of openness that others can feel. People trust when they feel they are being told the truth without hidden agendas or sugarcoating. Transparency doesn't mean sharing everything indiscriminately. It means being honest and straightforward in ways that respect others' right to clear information and authentic connection. Transparency fosters understanding and clears up misconceptions that can create barriers between people. When people are clear about what's expected, what's happening, and why certain decisions are being made, trust is strengthened because they feel included and respected. Consistency is another critical part of building trust. Actions speak louder than words, and when people see consistency between what's said and what's done, trust naturally follows. Consistency is about following through on promises, meeting commitments, and showing up in a reliable way. When people know that they can count on each other, they are more willing to invest themselves in the team's shared goals. Consistency also means showing up with the same respect and attentiveness across interactions. Trust grows in environments where people know they won't face drastic changes in behavior, tone, or expectations depending on who they're talking to or the circumstances they're in. Predictability in behavior, in a positive sense, makes people feel safe and fosters a sense of security in their relationships. Empathy plays a key role in building trust. When people feel that their feelings, perspectives, and experiences are understood, they feel valued. This feeling of being valued lays the groundwork for a trusting relationship. Empathy allows us to connect on a human level, to see beyond roles and responsibilities and into the real lives of those around us. When someone is struggling or facing challenges, an empathetic response builds trust because it shows that they are more than just a function in an organization. They're a person worthy of compassion and understanding. In moments of difficulty, empathy has the power to turn a tough situation into an opportunity to deepen trust. Accountability is essential for trust to thrive. When people hold themselves and each other accountable, they create an environment where actions and words have meaning and integrity. Accountability doesn't mean punishing mistakes. It means acknowledging them, learning from them, and taking responsibility for them. In a trusting environment, people don't fear blame, but instead understand that accountability is part of growth. When team members see that everyone is held to the same standards and that mistakes are addressed constructively, trust deepens. Accountability means that no one has to carry the burden alone, and everyone understands that they're part of a shared effort. In a team where trust is strong, collaboration happens more naturally. People are more willing to share their ideas, to ask for help, and to work together without feeling the need to compete or protect themselves. Trust fosters a spirit of cooperation because it allows people to focus on shared goals rather than on guarding their own positions or reputations. With trust, teams can accomplish more than any one person could alone because they're working in an environment that prioritizes support, mutual respect, and common purpose. Celebrating progress is an essential part of creating an environment where people feel motivated, recognized, and connected to a sense of purpose. It's easy to focus solely on big milestones, the end goals, and major achievements, but in reality, the journey is filled with smaller wins that deserve just as much recognition. Celebrating these small steps keeps people engaged, boosts morale, and reinforces the value of consistent effort. Acknowledging progress shows that we value the process as much as the outcome and that we understand growth is a series of incremental steps rather than a single sweeping success. When we celebrate progress, we reinforce a growth mindset, reminding ourselves and those around us that improvement happens over time. This mindset encourages resilience and a positive attitude towards challenges because it helps us view obstacles as part of the journey, not as setbacks or failures. When we focus on the steps taken rather than just the final result, we emphasize the learning and growth that happens along the way. This approach helps individuals feel that their efforts are appreciated, even if they're still on their way to reaching their ultimate goal. It's a powerful way to maintain motivation, particularly in long-term projects where results may not be immediately visible. Celebration also fosters a sense of community and belonging within a team. When people come together to acknowledge a collective achievement, they feel more connected to each other and to the larger purpose they're working towards. Celebrations can be as simple as a word of praise, a small gathering, or even a written note, but the impact on team spirit and cohesion is significant. Celebrating progress gives everyone a moment to pause, reflect, and appreciate each other's contributions, making each person feel that they are an integral part of the journey. This sense of inclusion reinforces trust and strengthens relationships, making the team more resilient in the face of future challenges. Recognizing progress helps alleviate the stress and pressure that often accompany ambitious goals. When we only focus on the finish line, we risk creating an environment where people feel rushed, stressed, or discouraged if they don't immediately succeed. By celebrating progress, we shift the focus from pressure to encouragement, creating a more supportive and sustainable environment. This encouragement helps people feel more confident in their abilities, knowing that their efforts are being seen and valued. It also allows them to take a breather, to recharge, and to approach the next steps with renewed energy and a sense of purpose. In celebrating progress, we also open up space for reflection. Taking a moment to acknowledge how far we've come gives us valuable insights into what's working and what might need to be adjusted. This reflective process is essential for continuous improvement, as it allows us to recognize our strengths and identify areas where we can grow further. Celebrating progress isn't just about looking back, it's about learning from what we've done and using that knowledge to inform our next steps. It provides us with a clearer sense of direction and a renewed commitment to our goals. Celebrating progress also demonstrates that the journey is just as important as the destination. It reinforces that success isn't just about achieving a specific outcome, but about the growth, learning, and resilience we build along the way. Showing up fully is about bringing your whole self to every moment, every interaction, and every task. It means committing to be present, to engage with integrity, and to give your best effort, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. Showing up fully is an intentional choice to invest in the process, the people, and the purpose at hand. It's about doing the work with authenticity and staying connected to what really matters, even in the face of challenges. When people show up fully, they are not just occupying space, they are actively contributing, listening, and making a difference, which strengthens the environment for everyone involved. Being fully present requires us to quiet the distractions around us and within us. In today's world, it's easy to be physically present but mentally or emotionally checked out. However, when we make the conscious choice to be present, we're able to engage deeply with the task at hand and the people around us. This deep engagement is essential for building strong relationships and understanding complex issues. It allows us to pick up on subtleties that we might otherwise miss, emotions, concerns, or insights that could be key to finding a solution or strengthening a connection. When we show up fully, we signal to others that they matter and that their input is valued, creating an environment where everyone feels respected and included. Showing up fully also means being honest about our strengths and weaknesses. Authenticity is central to making a real impact. And it requires us to be transparent about what we know, what we don't know, and where we might need help. When we acknowledge our limitations, we open up opportunities for learning and collaboration. This openness builds trust as others see that we're not pretending to be perfect or hiding behind a facade. Instead, we're committed to growth, and we're willing to lean on others and let them lean on us. In a team environment, this honesty helps create a culture where everyone feels safe to share their thoughts and questions without fear of judgment. Commitment to showing up fully also means being resilient in the face of obstacles. There will inevitably be times when things don't go as planned, when setbacks occur, or when tasks feel overwhelming. In these moments, showing up fully means staying engaged and finding a way to keep moving forward. It's about adapting to challenges without giving up or disengaging. This resilience doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but rather acknowledging them, processing them, and continuing to put in the effort needed to overcome them. When people see others staying committed through tough times, it inspires them to do the same, fostering a collective spirit of perseverance and determination. Another aspect of showing up fully is bringing empathy and compassion into every interaction. When we show up with empathy, we're not just focused on getting things done, we're also focused on understanding and supporting those around us. Empathy allows us to see beyond our own perspective and recognize the experiences and emotions of others. It enables us to offer meaningful support, even if it's just by being there to listen or offer encouragement. In a winning environment, people show up for each other with compassion, knowing that everyone has moments when they need a little extra support. This creates a culture of mutual care and respect, where people feel valued not just for what they do, but for who they are. Showing up fully is a choice that each of us makes every day. It's a commitment to integrity, resilience, authenticity, and empathy that shapes the quality of our interactions and the strength of our relationships.